Hey there. Looking pretty good. New shirt again? Hey, treat yourself, right? What can I say? What I can tell you is that it's been about 6 months since I've actually released a video on dual PC streaming, and you guys have a lot of questions. I mean, like, a lot of questions. So I figured I would actually give you guys a video explaining some of the reasons of like what I did, why I did it, and also answering your questions directly from my YouTube section. Yay! So hopefully this helps you out. And then towards the end, I'm going to answer the number one biggest question that people have for me, which is why I use 2 versions of OBS instead of 1. Because I'm telling you right now, it is the move. But let's get to the first question. All right, so RushGG asks, can you use the HD60 S Plus USB instead of the internal version of the setup? So personally, I use a internal card. What is the name of the card? Sorry, I was like looking to see if I had the box back there. I don't know if I do. I think the card that I have is the HD60 Pro, which is the internal version of the card. But basically, it's an internal capture card that goes into my streaming PC, and that's how I capture the feed from my gaming PC. Now, in theory, all this is doing is just capturing the feed of it, so I don't see why you wouldn't be able to use an external one. Also, Elgato, I know we talked a little bit about maybe me getting my hands on one and checking it out, so still waiting to hear from you. I'd love to do a review on it. Call me, I guess. Maybe. So yeah, literally all it's doing is just capturing your actual image from your gaming PC. So literally this doesn't make any difference, I don't believe, if it's a gaming PC or a gaming console. I guess the only thing you'd have to watch out for is making sure that you get the correct external capture card that can actually do like 4K and stuff like that if you're trying to do 4K gaming on your computer and then transfer it over to like a 4K stream. But honestly, I feel like most people don't even 4K stream, and I've never done it, so I don't really know how to do it, so I'm not even going to dive into that. But that would be the only time I could really see you wanting to do that, or it mattering if you have a different card or not. Short answer, you should be fine. All right, so Metric actually asked a question. This is kind of a long one, so I'm going to try and just read the actual question part of it. But they use their work PC for audio purposes, and they don't want to have to switch over their headset from the GoXLR to the work PC when working from home. So they want to know, is it possible to do that? Don't think this is possible, and I think what you could try and do is you'd have to try and like loop the audio back from your stream or your work PC into your gaming PC. But honestly, at that point, like if it's just for work, I would just like get a cheap webcam and get a cheap mic and just call it a day. Just so you don't have to deal with it. There's sometimes I do online therapy. I actually do stuff through BetterHelp, but I do online therapy, and I sometimes have to switch my camera over from my stream PC to my gaming PC because all my visual stuff is in my stream PC. And yeah, it's just annoying, but it's something I have to do. So it's just, I don't really have the best answer for you. I guess my thing is no. When you route it into the PC, when you route everything into the gaming PC as far as audio goes and stuff like that, that's where it's pretty much going to live. And then again, you wouldn't have an audio return from your stream PC. So short answer, I'm sorry, I don't think I have a good answer for you on that one. I don't think it works. So... Which, by the way, I forgot. If you guys haven't seen my dual PC setup video, you should definitely go check it out. It's a banger. It's definitely my best video on my channel. So, but if you have questions, then come back to this and maybe I'll answer it for you. So, Cheesy Production asks, is there a way you can get audio without the GoXLR? So, I didn't know this, but apparently the Wave XLR can do a dual PC setup. Now, there's a certain way you have to do like listen or something like that. There's a video on their website on how to set that up. And I feel like you could probably follow a lot of the same things from my setup, but apparently you can do a dual PC setup. Let me know if you guys want me to try that out, even though I hate tearing apart my setup. But if you guys really want, I can try and do it with a Wave XLR and see how that works and stream with it for a little bit. But apparently with the Wave XLR, you can get that done. Now, without an audio processing piece in the middle, I don't really know how this is possible to get done. So short of the story is, if you don't want to buy a GoXLR or the GoXLR Mini, which is like, I think $250, the Wave XLR is a perfect option, which I believe is like around $180. Correction, $160, even cheaper than I thought. So the Wave XLR is $160, and I've actually done a review on the Wave XLR, which with the pod mic, and it's a pretty clean setup for less than $300. So Wave XLR can get it done with a dual PC setup. I'm not gonna lie, I'm getting kind of bored of this angle, so let's go ahead and switch it up, shall we? All right. Well, yes, I do have coffee. It is in a Disney mug, and it is pumpkin. Delicious. All right. Next question. So this next question is from Good Looking TV, and they ask, and I'm just gonna read it verbatim because this is messing me up. I'm getting all chalked up. When I get to the set to choose full screen protector preview, I only get the option for the one display to connect it to the PC, stream PC. Why am I not seeing the Elgato HD60? Okay, so this question basically comes down to, why do I have two versions of OBS running? And I'm going to answer that for you right now. Actually, I need some help with this. I grabbed my handy dandy iPad to hopefully draw out and explain why I use my two OBS setup versus doing a display capture and then running that display into an actual monitor. So let's take a look. So let's go and break this down. So we have our stream PC and we have our gaming PC. My handwriting sucks, I know, thank you very much. So we have those two. So if we go through the route of capture card to a monitor, and we have our game PC just go straight into that and then into our stream PC. The problem with doing it this way is that everything shows up from that monitor. So if you have any pop-ups that are personal information, or if you have a message pop up on the screen, everything pops up. Everything can be seen on that monitor. So you have basically any personal information that shows up there, any private messages that show up there, everything is display capture, which means it's kind of risky and weird. And I'm going to be honest with you guys, I love my community. There are parts of my life that I want to keep personal, and DMs, my location, if I'm shopping by accident, or if I bring something up on screen, I just don't want you guys to see that stuff. There's just no need for it. So captures everything. No matter what it is, it'll capture it. Another reason why this is, there is an HDMI cap on refresh rate. So a lot of HDMIs can be capped out with a refresh rate where they can't handle 244 hertz or 360 hertz, whatever the new one is that Samsung just released, or whatever it is, I don't know. But basically HDMIs are generally slower for the most part. Unless you have like a 2.1 or a newer version of HDMI, chances are it can only handle maybe like 90 hertz, 144 hertz at most. And because when you go through this capture card, it outputs through HDMI, which means you have to use an HDMI cable going into your monitor. So if your monitor doesn't have HDMI 2.1, you're kind of screwed. Let me actually look this up real quick. Hang on, because I actually want to know. Okay, so on this quick Google that I did, HDMI version 1.0 or 1.2 can do up to a 60 hertz. HDMI 1.3 to 1.4 can do up to 144 hertz. So you have to have an HDMI 2.0 or 2.1 to be able to do 244 hertz while using 1080p, because the pass-through is not as fast. Basically what that means is that if your monitor is not HDMI 2.0 or 2.1 compatible, which again, if you're using an older 1080p monitor like I was, it's not going to work. You're not going to be able to get your 244 hertz even if it offers 244 hertz, because it has to be done through DisplayPort, but this only outputs through HDMI. So that is why you don't want to do that. Now, let's go and talk about if you do it the OBS way, right? So we'll say gaming PC, right? To OBS. And then we then kick this to the Elgato, the capture card, right? The capture card as our fake virtual monitor, right? So we're going to put virtual monitor because that's what we're doing. I'm just giving up my handwriting at this point. This is virtual monitor, whether you guys believe me or not. This goes into the stream PC. Now, what's great about this is that with OBS, this only captures what you want it to capture. So if we get rid of that disgusting mess that I just wrote, if we have a source for the desktop, we could toggle on and off our desktop. So then that way we can either show everything. So if we do want to show like a video, or if we want to bring up like a browser or something like that, you can do it via the desktop. Or personally, I have a folder of games in OBS. And yes, you can make folders or groups, they're called. I have a group of games. So basically anything like Apex, or we'll say COD. Anything like COD or Apex can show up in there, and I can toggle it on or off. And then that way I can capture just this. So if I get a message or something that pops up on there, it's not showing it because it is now separate. And again, keep in mind, this is a virtual monitor, so you're not actually using this. So the way I have mine set up is I have like one monitor So one monitor here and then 2 monitors on my gaming PC. And then basically everything I have on this one is like your chat, so like your Twitch chats and stuff like that. Chat and OBS is basically all I really run on this one. But again, because you're using this as virtual, you're now not limited to the HDMI pass-through. So if you don't have a fast enough HDMI port on your monitor, but you have a display port that's fast enough, you can then still achieve 244 Hertz because one of those monitors is your main monitor that you're using. So yeah. So hopefully that makes sense. That again, the benefit of this is that A, you get to choose what you're capturing in that OBS. So if you want to have things captured or not, you get the flexibility of being able to do that, which is going to help keep you safe and private and keep your personal life out of your stream, like your personal information. And then on top of that too, you are now able to use your display port to your main gaming monitor setup. So then that way you don't have to worry about the limitations of HDMI. God, that was really long, and I'm so sorry about that. Hopefully this actually explained it, though, because I know it's kind of weird for me to, like, talk about why I set it up this way, but that is personally why I do OBS on my gaming PC, and I just basically use it as a third monitor. It just makes a lot of sense to me personally, but yeah. So that's pretty much it for this video. Hopefully you guys liked it. Sorry if it was a little bit drawn out. You get it? Drawn out. I'm going to stop now. Hopefully it wasn't too long for you guys. I hope you guys benefited from this. If you guys have any more questions about dual PC setups, go ahead and put them in the comment section below. I'd really love to be able to answer those for you. And then as always, thank you guys so much for the love, support. Follow me on Twitch and TikTok and all the other places so you guys can talk to me whenever I'm streaming live on those platforms, or if I'm posting videos. I try to post like more helpful kind of videos or even like mini tech reviews on them as well too. So appreciate it. I'm going to wrap this up. I'm going to hand this off to my editing team. I'm going to go outside and enjoy my day. I hope you guys do too, and I will see you later.